Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be breaking down the points and costs for the Adeptus Custodes Battle Force box set. I'm working my way through all the box sets now, done quite a few for 40k, this will be the third one, and I'll go through some more after this video, and then I've also done some for Age of Sigmar, so they're up on the channel if you want to check those out. But this video is going to focus on the Adeptus Custodes Watchers of the Gate, and I've got to say, I think this is one of the best 40k battle forces, really nice collection of models, and you get a ton of points. So let's get started having a look at the models, the point costs, and the actual money cost too. So here we go, these are all the models that are going to be included in this battle force, and by the time we've gone through everything, hopefully it will give you a good idea about what to expect, and also what you can do with this, whether it's a good army to get started with, or maybe a good one to add to an existing collection. But let's start with the prices. And first up is Captain General Trajan Valoris, a great looking model. Played against this a few times, it looks really cool on the table. Then there's the Virtus Praetors, super fast, very tough and strong, dealing some serious damage. Then you're going to get a set of 3 Alaris Custodians, again really tough, like your kind of Terminators I guess, but next level up. And then there are some Custodian Guard squads. You're going to get 3 of these. That's going to give you 15 of the Custodian Guards altogether. Let's take those prices for the 22 models and total up, and we find the grand total is £204.50 if we were to pay the full RRP price. And once we've looked at the UK, US dollar and euros, then we'll have a look at how much this we can be expecting to pay for this set. So for US dollars, this is going to be 337. And for euros, I've gone to the French website, it'll be 266.5 euros. That's the full prices, and before we look at the points, I just want to say a big thanks to this month's sponsor, Firestorm Games. Thanks so much to them for sponsoring the channel. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can save up to 20% on all your hobby products, including these box sets when they're released. It'll be awesome if you check them out and help me to keep going with these daily videos. Right, now we're on to the points, and it's a huge amount of points in this box set. For even if you paid the full price, £204.50 is going to give you 1,290 points. That seems like a load of points for this much money, so a great way to start an army. You've got a really good amount there. 1,000-point games are great fun. You've even got a bit extra on top too if you want to go a bit bigger, and it wouldn't take much to get this up to 2,000. For the battlefield roles, you're going to get your HQ unit, a fast attack unit, an elite unit, and then 3 troop units. So I think that's a really nice spread, and I think this, to get started with, is probably my favourite starter army out of all the box sets they've done so far. I think this just ticks so many boxes, and I think you'd really enjoy playing them. I haven't played them personally, but I played against them, and they're really tough. They're quite slow, but with those fast units in there, they're going to zip around and make up for that a little bit, certainly when you want to start getting the objectives. But all the others, once they get to the objectives, they're going to be holding them, and they're going to be some tough nuts to crack. I also like the units they've chosen here. I think it'll be quite easy to learn to play with these. You won't have to be thinking too much about different abilities and things. Certainly with the 15 guards, you're going to have 3 units. They're all going to be the same, unless you like mix up some weapons and things like that. But pretty much you could have them the same, so that's going to be quick and easy to learn. So starter-wise, I think this is great. But what about if you've already got an army and you want to add to it? Are these going to be good units for that? I think you'd probably have the leader already, and the others, though, I think you could always do with more of those. So even as someone who's got an army, I think this could really benefit them. You could sell the leader, keep the rest, and I think you'd have a nice addition to your collection, you know, straight up. Even if you sold the leader, 1,000 points to add to your army, you can't go wrong with that for the price. And that price is only going to get better. This 200 and 450 is the full RRP, so we're going to be looking at maybe £125 around that price for the set if they stick to something similar to last year's prices, so fingers crossed that they do. And then on top of that, if you go to your friendly local game store, online retailers like Firestorm Games, saving up to 20% is going to get you a huge saving, and you could potentially get 1,295 points for £100. That has to be the cheapest army, surely, for 40k. To get that many points for £100 or thereabouts, I think is a brilliant deal. I was really tempted by this. I think out of the 40k boxes, it was this and the 1,000 Suns for me, maybe even the Knights, but this one really stood out as a nice cohesive army. You could really get started straight away, and I think it would be a nice one to learn with. But I'm put off by having all gold. I don't really want a gold army. And in Age of Sigmar, I'm going with the Stormcast Eternals, but I'm painting them black. They're going to have black armour, so they're going to look a bit different. But I think painting these in a different colour, I don't know if it'd work, because they do really suit the bling, but it's just not something I'm really that much into to be tempted to. But the cohesiveness, the units included, the point value is very tempting. Plus, you've got a nice option to add to this to get to 2,000 points quite quickly. So let's have a look at some units that could be good. Again, I'm not a Custodes player, so this is really me just kind of guessing, really, looking at Rule of Cool, thinking what would be good. And I'm thinking some Custodian Wardens would be nice to include in there, perhaps. Or maybe those 15 guards are enough and you want to go for something a bit tougher, so maybe more Terminators would be the way to go. Yeah, so you've got a few options with adding some more troops and elites. I would definitely be interested in a Forge World Contemptor Dreadnought. I think these look awesome. And yeah, I've played up against one of these as well, my friend's army, and they're great on the table. They look so cool. You've got some options with different weapons with this as well, but the downside with Forge World is that it's expensive. This is £68. You don't get the friendly local game store or online retailer discount with this, so you're paying the full whack. And so yeah, that's going to be quite an expensive addition. And then when you compare it to other models, maybe it's not so good, especially when you've just got this battle force for a great deal for so many points, and then you're spending quite a lot of money just to get one more model. I don't know, but I think looking at it overall, it might work out cost effective then. Maybe you want a vehicle, give them a bit of protection, getting them into those vital spots, and then also dishing out a bit of firepower, so why not go for a Venerable Land Raider too? I think combining all those three things, you're going to get a load more points and have a really, really strong army with lots of fun options to play them in, but not too complicated, so again, really good to start with. Doing these videos is making it really tempting to get more than one of these battle forces, but I am going to just stick with my Stormcast Eternals. I think as much as I like these and would probably regret it later on next year, maybe wish I did get them, I just can't imagine. I'd enjoy painting them all. They'd be quite quick to paint though. The gold scheme's pretty easy. You could get it done quite quickly and on the tabletop. Another bonus for someone maybe who's never built and painted an army before. Might be a good place to start. Just go all metallic and then put a contrast or wash over it. A little bit of highlighting and you're done on the majority of the models. Then pick out the details. But yeah, not for me right now. I'm not feeling it, and I'm just really am looking forward to playing Age of Sigmar as well and growing my Imperial Fist army in 40k. So that's where I'm at the moment. But you might like these, and I'd love to hear what you think about the different units and everything that you've seen in this video so far. Do you think they've included a nice spread of units here? Are these the ones you would pick out if you wanted to start a new Custodes army? And what would you add to it if you wanted to grow this from 1295 up to 2,000 points? What units would you put in there? Let me know down below. Can't wait to read your comments and see what you think. That's now covered 3 of the Warhammer 40k Battle Force boxes, and I've also done a couple for Age of Sigmar, and next I'll be uploading the Gloomspike Gits one for Age of Sigmar. So if you're interested in seeing any of these videos, they're all up on the channel already, and there's lots more to come over the next few days. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it gave you a good insight into what's included in this Watchers of the Gate Battle Force for the Adeptus Custodes. And if you did like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification bell too, so you can join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.